Hey ninjas, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking you through what is a good ROAS for Facebook ads and how to assess different ROAS levels, because that's quite important in assessing what is a good ROAS for Facebook ads. Also, I'm going to be showing you how to calculate good and great ROAS specifically for you and for your business, and also give you a super neat calculator I built myself that you can download completely free to help you calculate great ROAS for your business. And finally, I'll be sharing with you some tips on how to actually increase your ROAS even if it's already great, how to make it even better. So who does this work for? What I'm going to be showing you is probably not something you'll be finding elsewhere. So if it's for you, if you are a beginner and new to Facebook ads, but also if you are a Facebook veteran and Facebook pro and you need to understand how to get more return on your investment, this video is definitely for you, because the whole point is to make sure that you run a profitable and a sustainable business, right? Hi, my name is Sylvia Myers. I'm a co-founder of the Traffic Ninjas. If you are new to us and to this channel, we talk about all of these little known untapped ways of how to get highly converting traffic to your online store and how to make it work even if you've got limited resources. So guys, make sure you join us on our ninja path as we discover these hidden ways how to do this easily. So hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, making sure that you never miss out. Alright guys, so most of you are looking for the best ROAS for your business so that you can invest even more into your Facebook ads and grow your business faster, right? So as a result, I often get asked like, hey, are my ads working well? Like, is this ROAS good? What do I need to tweak? Should I keep going or should I increase my daily Facebook ads budget? So guys, to be able to answer all of these questions and help you understand what is a good ROAS specifically for your business and how to make it even better, there are a few factors to consider. So let's go through them step by step. So first of all, what is a ROAS? So once again, ROAS is a marketing metric that essentially calculates the effectiveness of your advertisement. ROAS stands for return on ad spend, okay? And the reason why understanding ROAS is a key, because as a business owner, you need to be able to decide what's working well for you and what's not working well for you so that you can grow, you can adjust budget, and you essentially can make strategic decisions. In other words, return on ad spend is simply calculation comparing how much you spend on your ad in total and how much money you made from that ad. And just for disclosure, ROI or return on investment and ROAS are not the same thing, okay? And we're going to talk about how those two relate. But this is because ROI or return on investment puts into consideration all investments made in your business and all of your total expenses. Now, ROAS, return on ad spend, is looking only at one ad at a time. And this is the tricky part that can mislead business owners, making them believe that their return on ad spend is good, while in reality, their ROAS might be hurting their, but I'll explain that in just a moment and show you how to calculate this and how to actually make sure that you are always getting that great ROAS for your business. So most commonly you see ROAS being displayed in a number varying from essentially 0 onwards. The highest ROAS I've ever seen has been close to kind of like 200-300, but more on that in the section below. So the first thing you need to consider is that there are kind of 3 levels of ROAS, okay? So this one here I'm going to be showing you is sorted out from the highest to the lowest, and we are now inside a campaign. I'm not showing you the whole campaign screen for privacy purposes, but just so that you know, inside your Facebook Ads Manager, we are inside the campaign level. What you want to understand is that this ROAS that you see is just only one level of what we call ROAS or return on ad spend. Now, when we go inside that campaign, we then can see what is the ROAS on the ad set level. So this is what you will see is the ROAS on the ad set level. Hang on, I selected only one campaign, so let's have a look. This is the ROAS on the ad set level. And then inside in here, we can also see what is the ROAS here actually on the ad level. Now, why are these three really important? These three are quite important because on the campaign level, you essentially always on the ad level at the very end, when you see it with comparing to your creative, you will see ROAS will be always the highest number. And why is that? Because then it compares it directly to your audience and to the specific creative. So you want to understand what combination of audience and creative gives you the highest ROAS. However, to understand if your overall ROAS is good and if it's profitable, you always need to consider the campaign ROAS. So essentially the lowest ROAS you've got is what you've got to understand or what you've got to consider to really be able to assess if this is a good ROAS or not. Now that we understand these three levels of ROAS, so we've got the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level ROAS, let's have a look how to calculate if this is actually good ROAS for you, right? Because, 138 or 9.8, 11.66, like all of these numbers, some people might be telling you like, oh my God, these are such amazing numbers. This is like amazing ROAS, but that really depends on what kind of business have you got. In other words, though, it means that for every dollar you spend, in this case, you will be getting $138 back in revenue or $9.81 for this one back in revenue. But once again, to be able to assess whether this is good or not, we've got to be able to understand how to calculate it. So let's do that now. So what is a good ROAS specifically for your business? Well, first of all, the basic rule for any business is that the higher ROAS, the better for your business, okay? But as I said, the actual ROAS benchmark and what's considered good varies from business to business. Now, the most simple calculation of ROAS or return on ad spend is taking the total revenue you got from the ad and divide it over the total amount you spent on the ad. That is simple, right? So a higher purchase ROAS means that your advertisement has brought in a lot more revenue, and a lower ROAS simply means that it did not bring a lot of revenue for that first sell. Once again, a ROAS means that for every dollar you spend on an ad, your ad has earned $1 back. That's what a ROAS of 1 means. But don't get fooled, okay? Because this doesn't mean that you are breaking even, or it doesn't mean it's super clear or that it's super profitable. Also, to be clear, ROAS of less than 1 means that the ad has earned less revenue than what it actually costed. Once again, it seems like that is not a good ROAS, but then it depends what kind of a business you've got, and we will go into more detail on that. To be able to understand what is a good ROAS for your business, you've got to understand something that's called the break-even ROAS. So essentially, break-even ROAS is the only number one metric that will be really helping you understand what is a good ROAS for your business and how you are doing, right? And if it's really going to be great, if it's profitable, how you're going to be making money, okay? Because only if your ROAS is higher than your break-even ROAS, that's the only time when your business is actually making money. Does this make sense? So the first thing you've got to understand is, or the first question you've got to answer for your business is like, my ROAS is good only if I'm making more money, only if my ROAS is higher than my break-even ROAS. So let's deep dive into this break-even ROAS thing, and I've got a neat calculator for you, as I promised already. So as I promised, we've got this amazing neat calculator for you that's going to be helping you understand what is your break-even ROAS, and therefore be able to compare what is actually good ROAS for your business, for you, okay? So all you have to do to download this free calculator, just comment in the comments, just say calculator, and we'll ship you a free copy. I'm excited for you to be able to use this tool because honestly, break-even ROAS is so incredibly important for your business to run that profitable and a sustainable store. First thing you've got to consider is how many products are your customers likely to buy. So for example, what is your average order value? Some of you guys, or most of you already know what is your average order value. You just look inside your analytics. Some of you don't know yet. So for those of you who don't know yet, you can just estimate, are people going to be buying one product or two, or a bundle of three. So let's say your average order value is $59, and typical cost is like maybe you spend $1 on packaging and you spend 50 cents on some inserts, but you've got some other, packing and shipping fees in there. Let's say you also have shipping costs that you cover, that's $2. Let's say you tend to be on average giving 3% discount, and the cost of your products that are in the cart are typically costing you $9.90, okay? Now, let's also consider your payment processing rate and any returns you're getting, okay? Because lots of people, when they are considering, is my ROAS actually good? They don't take into consideration all of the costs that they're having. So very, very important, like what kind of payment gates are you using and how much are they charging you? So for most of you, it's going to be about 2.5% to 3%. And some of you might be getting, I don't know, probably 5% return rate, okay? So these would be the costs you want to consider. So essentially in here, inside these yellow areas, you want to insert all of the costs for your business. In this way, in this particular scenario, you would be having total revenue of $57, and you would be having the total cost of goods of about $20. Gross profit is $36, percentage 63%, and your break-even ROAS, ta-da, calculated for you, is 1.57. So that would be your break-even ROAS, which means that anything above that, you would be making money. Anything below that, you would be losing money, okay? The other thing you've got to consider is like the flip side of break-even ROAS. Okay, the other thing you need to consider is like, okay, how much can I actually afford to spend to acquire a new customer? And this calculator does it for you as well. And in this case, if your average order value is 59 and you have all of these expenses as we enter them inside the yellow parts, in this case it would be $36.54. So you would see that if you have not gotten a sale for $36.54 just yet, that you can essentially start making those decisions that this is not going to work for you. Now the other super neat thing that I've thrown inside this calculator that I totally love is also looking back, not just how much can you afford to pay per sale, but also how much can you actually afford to pay per click, right? So for that, you need to understand your typical website conversion rate. So let's say your conversion rate is about 2.2. In that case, if you need 45 visitors to essentially make a sale, and also we know that your maximum acquisition cost is 36.54, right? We know this from the first calculator. So in this case, you would be able to afford to pay 80 cents per click. Now guys, I understand that it's a lot to take in when you're looking at this calculator for the first time. The thing that you want to remember out of this calculator is that the math is done for you, okay? The formulas are in this calculator for you. So all you just want to do is put in inside here in these yellow brackets all your expenses, what's your average order value, all of your costs, and you will get the break-even ROAS just calculated for you. So if you want a copy of this free calculator, just type below a calculator and we'll send you your free copy. Now, some of the other things you might want to consider if you are assessing if your ROAS is good or not is also to understand what kind of purchasing journey have you got in your business, okay? Because, for example, if you are selling memberships and you know that your customer stays with you for an average of minimum 6 to 12 months, then you know you can afford more than just the first sale to spend on acquiring your customer, right? Because then you've got the revenue for month 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well to take into consideration. The other thing you might want to consider is like, what is the likelihood of your customer coming back? Because in some businesses, the customer return rate is as high as 25%, which means that 1 out of 4 customers come back again, and again. In that case, you could also be able to afford to spend a little bit more on acquiring a customer than just your break-even ROAS. So these are kind of the things you've got to consider. if your ROAS is really good or if it's not really that great. Now, lastly, let's talk about how to increase your ROAS. Like, it might already be good, it might be great. So let's talk about how to make it even better. So to be able to have a great ROAS and go for gold, you've got to consider a couple of things. First of all, you've got to understand your break-even ROAS. That's a must, okay? And there is no excuse because you can get the calculator completely free. Again, if you want it, just type calculator below in the comments and we'll send you your free copy. Now, second, so many entrepreneurs just go for traffic or engagement or brand awareness in their Facebook ads because they still think that they're going to reach more people and eventually they're going to get more sales. Guys, so far in my experience, having spent more than $500,000 on Facebook ads and having observed multi-million dollars being spent in Facebook, I have not yet seen that to be true. Okay, so if you are a small business, I highly recommend go for a conversion ad that's going to dramatically increase your ROAS. The other thing I highly recommend is leaving your audience quite broad. This didn't used to be the case up until a year ago, but right now the best strategy to increase your ROAS is literally let Facebook work out who is your best audience. So I specifically just like to select the country that I'm targeting or country, set your age where your ideal customer tends to be in between. However, do not specify detailed targeting. I personally have not found that right now this would be working better. So to increase your ROAS and to make it even better, I suggest just to leave your interest empty and literally put no interest. Or if you do want to start putting some interest in there and put some detailed targeting, then I would be combining multiple to keep that ad set quite broad, because right now that's what Facebook is preferencing for highest ROAS. And the last thing to increase your ROAS and make it even better, make sure that you optimize your checkout experience, because once you have that traffic and you have paid for it, make sure that you specify how many products you've got left and that you put some timers on your checkout cart so that you really maximize that conversion rate, because the higher the conversion rate inside your online store, the higher the ROAS is going to be and the higher your ROAS potential, and obviously your return on investment, money in the bank, and the ability to grow your business faster. Alright, so now you know what's a good ROAS for Facebook ads, what is a break-even ROAS for your business, and how to make your ROAS great. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification to make sure that you never miss out on these amazing things. And also comment below if you want a free copy of the break-even ROAS calculator. Now, if you want to learn more about how to create and run Facebook ads that will deliver the best return on investment and the best ROAS for you, we've got another video on that. So with that said, have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.